Hello guys, welcome back again to my channel. I am Aminata, and today we're going to be talking about African parents. If you don't know by now, let me tell you, I am from Africa, precisely Guinea Conakry. I grew up in Africa and I know the culture, I speak the language, I eat the food, I do whatever African people do. But sometimes, man, these African parents, like, sometimes my parents make me feel like I want to take my freaking hair off and tell them, like, what's up, mom, I need you to listen to me, like, dad, I need to talk to you, like, all this taboo stuff that you guys don't want to talk about, you guys don't want to hear, I need to talk to somebody, and I don't know anybody to talk to. Okay, this is not how I wanted to start this video, but let's calm down. Let me come closer to the phone and say, listen, African parents, if you're listening to this video, if you're watching me right now, know one thing. Your daughter, your son, all the people around you, we need somebody to talk to freely. We need somebody to listen to us. We need to talk about those stuff that you guys don't want to talk about because we don't know. You know something that you don't want to share because you don't feel comfortable sharing. It's 2020, mom. It's 2020, dad. Just get over it. Let's just talk about it, okay? All right, now we can start this video. You see, growing up, my mom only had myself and my brother. I'm the first girl in my family. That comes from my dad's side and my mom's side. And my little brother is, he's the baby. He's the spoiled one from my mom's side. So I was never the favorite. Like, I already knew that from the get-go. And she always used to joke around about, you know what? You're not my daughter. I adopted you. This may sound mean, but it's not too mean because I was not a good kid to her sometimes. Like, just sometimes. But my mom used to get up every single morning, get our stuff ready for school, cook fresh food for us, make sure our uniform were clean. She did everything that she could do to make sure her kids were okay. She did everything in her power to make sure that we never ever say one day, mom, you know what, I am hungry, I'm not happy, I don't feel comfortable, blah blah, like all those stuff. I am so happy and thankful for that. But she was never that type who would sit down and talk to you about something important, or she was never that type that I could go to and say, you know what, I can have this conversation with my mom and then she's gonna understand. No, that's not my mom. She ain't gonna understand. If she doesn't want to listen to it, she ain't gonna listen to it. Okay, enough on my mom, okay? Let's go to my dad. Oh Lord. Oh man, Monsieur, c'est la faute de maman. My dad, let me just start by saying, my dad is, if he's not the hardest working man, he's one of the hardest working men out there. And this is not just because he's my dad. It's just because how I saw him when I was growing up, like struggling every single day to provide the life that I have today, to provide the life that, my family, some of my family members do have today. And he changed a lot of things. He changed his way, of doing some stuff, his ways of raising his kids, of dealing with other people, especially with us growing up and knowing that, we have bigger dreams, we have goals. And my dad I don't think he was ready to have a girl as ambitious as I am right now. Ain't nothing wrong with that, right? But it's just a lot of work. My husband will be in trouble though. Anyways, but he did everything in his power to make sure he was able to deal with us the best way he could. That being said, my dad was never able to finish his school. I would just say he went to school for 3 years, maximum 4 to 5 years, because he lost his mom when he was super young. So he was forced to leave school and start working and provide for himself and help his brothers and sisters. He's the youngest, but He's the smartest. I'm telling you, he's one of the smartest person I know out there. For example, how smart he is. My dad didn't know how to write until when we grew up, when we started going to school. He learned through us how to write and read. That's how smart this man is. He is a business owner, and he fixes cars and auto parts and sells cars, and he has his own business. He deals with everything by himself. He will write down whatever he can write down, but other than that, he doesn't know much about it, so we had to help him out around a little bit, which was pretty cool because I got to steal some money from him. Don't tell him though. Don't. This is a secret. But I'm not proud of that, but it is what it is. I mean, I had fun though, so. But yeah, so me growing up in Africa and telling my dad exactly how I want things to be, and I was a very vocal girl. I was not that child who you say like, hey, sit here and then you're gonna come back and I'll be right there. I mean, no, I won't. You know, I listen, but I try to be a smart ass and kind of tell my dad like, hey, you don't know what you're talking about, or kind of like, you know, okay, I'm listening, but I'm not gonna do it, you know. Just behind him. We all did that. So when it was time for me to leave my parents and go live on my own and, you know, follow my dream and do whatever I wanted to do, my dad wasn't very happy about it, to be honest. And how I went about it, it was pretty much a surprise to him because I did everything that I was supposed to do. And a month, I think it was a month or 3 weeks before I left, I told him, I'm like, listen, I'm gonna leave soon. I need you to sign these papers because I was not 18 years old yet. So I needed him to sign those papers in order for me to be able to go. And he signed it. He understood. He wasn't very happy about it, but I think at that point he realized, he's like, you know what, let me just sign this, and she's ambitious, let me just trust her and let her do whatever she wants to do. And I thank him for that, because a lot of African parents won't do that. Like, they would not let you do that. You'd be like, you would not even get away with stuff like that. And I won't lie, I was a spoiled child, because when I was 15, that's when I started to learn how to drive. And at 16, he bought me my first car. And 17, he gave me my second car. And before I even turned 18, I was able to work and manage to buy my third car. So at one point, I was living with 2 cars, and my dad had his cars too, and my brother had his car. So it was more like, okay, she's ambitious, but she doesn't go easy about stuff. She works hard and goes for whatever she wants. And I think having a good base when you start, knowing what you are and what you want is very important in your child's life. Because if your child grow up to see that my parents are hardworking, I believe most of the time they're gonna be hardworking too, and they're gonna respect and value whatever they have. And if they don't, then something is wrong. I don't know what to say about that. But to go to the story about dealing with African parents, I was never able to talk to my dad about my financial situation, or talk to my dad about boyfriend issue, or talk to my mom about having my period, or things that I was going through internally that I needed to talk to somebody. I had to go talk to my friend, or sometimes people that I don't even know. Just because they don't talk about it, it's considered taboo. So it was very, very hard for me to find the balance between, talking to my parents about stuff that are very, very important to me, and knowing exactly, again, who I was at that point. Like, since day one, I've always been a private person. You guys, like, it might not seem like it, but I share whatever I want to share. And most of the time, I just don't let people in my life that easy, because I have been so disappointed. And it's just how I was raised. Like, if I can't even talk to my parents about something that's bothering me, something that is very important, I mean, do you think I'm going to talk to somebody else about it? No. So that's how I was, and I didn't realize the importance about sharing stuff and how you feel and speaking your mind freely until I moved to America. Um, it changed my life. I think it's the biggest and best decision I've taken for myself so far. Moving here changed completely the way I see things, and I understand why my parents acted that way, because when I was in Africa, it's just different. Like, it's that mentality. You're like, you're not open to other people's culture, opinion, other people, like other words. So you're just in your little bubble, and you feel like everything that's happening right there is wrong or right in your own mind. But once you leave that bubble and you get to explore and grow and make your mistakes and find experiences here and failures here, you get to learn and develop your own ways of doing things, and doing those things successfully. And I think that's why it's very, very important to not only tell our parents respectfully, like, hey, dad, I understand where you were coming from, but at this point, I'm a grown woman or I'm a grown man, and let's just talk about it. And these are conversations that are like very, very hard because they don't understand. You have to put yourself in their place in order for you to actually have a real and honest conversation with them without them feeling at any point of the time disrespected, or don't feel like you're not listening to them, which is very, very hard. But I think if I can do it, anybody can do it, because my mom is one of the, like, I don't want to say she's stubborn. I don't even know if I can say that about my mom. You see, like in Africa, you don't say stuff like that to your mom, you know. But she's very. It's very hard to make my mom understand some stuff, and for me, it's easier to talk to my dad. I'm a daddy's girl. I mean, that's no BS. I'm a daddy's girl, but it's just different when I try to talk to my mom or have a conversation with my mom about even simple things. Like, it's just hard. I don't know why, but I hope this kind of give you an idea of how I treat people, or how I am with other people, or how sometimes some people will do some stuff to me and then you think, oh, you know what, she's just scared, or she won't speak her mind, or she's wrong, or this and that. I just don't see the importance of defending myself every single day, day in, day out, about stupid stuff, you know. If I speak my mind and I take my time to talk to you, to really sit down and have this honest conversation with you, grown people conversation, know that something really, really bothered me, because if not, I just won't waste my time. You know, like, why would I waste my time anyways? Like, time is money. You know, in America, time is money. And I'm in America, so time is moolah, okay? Anyways, I am proud to be African. I am proud of every single thing that I've learned and taken from Africa to bring with me in the USA. The only thing I would say I am not proud of is, at one point in my life, I was ashamed to be African. I regret that forever. Like, I will forever regret that. But I think I had to go through that transition to find myself, my real self, who I am, my real purpose. Purpose. You know me, I just can't say stuff. You know what I mean. But if you're out there and you're feeling like, you know, super frustrated with your parents, or not even your parents, your cousins, people that are around you, and you guys are African, you guys have different cultures, understand one thing: we all are different. Accept the people for who they are, and learn to love them and love what they love to do. That's the most important thing. And this is why I said this before I finished this video. When you love what they do, they feel like they can talk to you, and they feel like you're actually there for them. When you respect them and have open conversation with them and try to understand where they are coming from, that's already an open door for honest and free conversation. So just keep this in mind, like next time you talk to your parents or somebody that you love and you guys are now understanding each other, either they're in overseas and you're here, or you're here, they are in overseas, it doesn't matter. Just keep this in mind. It's very, very helpful. It's hard to do, but it's doable. Like, we can do anything. You know what I mean? So guys, that's it for today's story time. And I hope you like it. And apparently you guys like story time a lot, so I'm just gonna be doing like at least one story time every week. How about that? We're gonna have to do half and half, because we have to promote healthy lifestyle, which is my main priority. That's my main goal. But at the same time, I will talk to you guys too about all the make and mac and all the stuff that people don't want to talk about, because I have that mouth. Why not? So yeah, thank you guys for listening, and please do not forget to subscribe. You know, if you watch my video and you don't subscribe, I swear to God, you don't like me. You don't. So you better make sure you subscribe to my channel before I come through this phone. No violence. You better make sure you subscribe to my channel, okay? I'm gonna be nice and I'm gonna be the cute girl, okay? Subscribe. Thank you. Bye.